Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash, for giving me the spirit and power to make this lesson. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach this truth and real well. Wa Barakatham unto the elect. This is the Brother Gabar, and I'm back with another lesson. All right, and this is going to be over the hedge that's about the elect. All right, the hedge that's round about you. Okay, and the hedge is real. All right, now just going into that word on Google, the word hedge definition, it says a fence or boundary formed by closely growing bushes or shrubs, surrounded or bound with a hedge, limit or qualify something by conditions or exemptions. Right. All right, so different situations and different things that could happen to you are hindered. All right, they're limited. All right, because you have the hedge, you have Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai with you, you have the angels encamped round about you. All right, you're surrounded by them, and they're working, all right, at your service, all right, ministering unto you as they are ministering spirits. Okay, and when you think about having this hedge, it's really, really important because of the times that we are in, which we're going to need it all the time. We're going to have it in the kingdom as the chairs of the Most High are going to be over every dwelling of the Israelites. All right, so wherever we go, okay, but we're going to need this, man. In the times that we're in, so much is happening every day, all the time. All right, it'd be foolish not to be seeking this hedge, all right, so that you can be protected. Okay, you're going to need divine interference. You're going to need divine protection. You're going to need a barrier up from everything that's about to be thrown at us. Okay, and this hedge is very, very powerful, man, because the angels are of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai are very powerful, all right, in his strength. Okay, so you definitely want the hedge to be round about you. Now, just going into Job chapter 1 verse 8, proving that, all right, because even Satan himself acknowledged the hedge, okay, about the servant of the Most High. Job chapter 1 and verse 8. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil. All right, remember, one that feareth God, because that is the access into that hedge. We're going to get into that. All right, but this is when the sons of God came to present themselves before Yahweh, okay, the angels. And Satan was in the midst because he's also a son of God. All right, he does his bidding. He's not kicked out of heaven, all that Christian doctrine and BS. Okay, he does the bidding of the Most High. They're conversating. And the Lord said, have you thought about Job? He feared the Lord, he escheweth evil. Ain't nobody even like him in all the earth. He's a perfect and upright man. All right. Verse 9, it says, then Satan answered the Lord Yahweh and said, doth Job fear Yahweh for naught? Has not thou made an hedge about him and about his house? So the Lord can put a hedge over your possessions as well. Okay, it says, and about his house and about all that he hath on every side. See how, so the Lord can put the hedge on you and on everything you got. All right, your children, your family, your possessions, your things, your house. Okay, the Lord will protect all that as well. Okay, now let's continue on. It says, thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thine hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thy power. So the Lord gave him access. Okay, he gave him access through that hedge. So the Lord has to give the spiritual demon Satan, all right, he has to give him access for certain things to happen to you. It's not just happening. The Lord has to give him access, all right, for anybody. All right, the Lord is going to grant these things to happen unto that person, man. Okay, but as we just read, Satan acknowledged that hedge. That he can't just go. He can't just go and mess. All right, with Job. You know, you got people out here that don't have the hedge. All right, where demons are running in and out. All right, or demons are running in and they're not leaving. There's legions on these people. Okay, they're like leeches. They're subject to whatever is happening to them to just be happening to them. They don't have no salvation of it. They don't have no protection. They don't have a hedge. They don't have a defense, a barrier. Okay, so that's how powerful this hedge really is. All right, even the spiritual demon Satan, he ain't just, oh, let me just go mess with Job. Nah, you got to get permission. All right, then the Lord will grant what you can do. All right, it goes that far, even details. Let's read that as we're in verse 12, Job 1 and 12. I'm pick up from where I left off. It says, all that he hath is in thy power. Only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So he couldn't touch him yet. It says, so Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord Yahweh. And we know the book of Job. We know that story. Okay. And later on, he did allow him to touch his flesh, but he said, don't kill him. So the Satan is just an obedient servant of the Most High. All right. So as he acknowledged that hedge, okay, we have to acknowledge the hedge about us, man. And that hedge can be a lot stronger if you abide more in the fear of the Lord, man. Okay? Salakia. But yeah, that hedge will be a lot stronger if you're abiding in the fear of the Lord more. All right? And the times that we're coming into, all right, we all need this hedge. We need the protection, the divine protection from Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. That's what we need. The angels assisting you in your thoughts and what you do, okay, and delivering you from certain things. You never know. You could lose your car. You going to work, you know, it's your last strike from work. They tell you, hey, man, you getting write-ups. If you late again, whatever, you lose your keys. You like, shit, you can't find them for an extra 10 minutes or something. But that could be delivering you from something that happened later on the road. So the Lord just, you know, the angels, they doing what they do. Then you find them. Now you go to work and you're like, damn, now you stressing about work. Okay, or whatever. Then you get there and they not even tripping on you. They chilling. They just, oh, why you like, oh, man, I just, okay, well, time to work. You know, no write-up, no nothing. Whatever the case may be. Okay. You never know what Yahweh Bashim Shai is really doing. All right, a lot of the times, man. Okay. But those angels encamped round about them that fear him is real. That is the hedge. Oftentimes, they'll even show themselves in miraculous ways. Oftentimes, you will bump into them, all right, meaning encounter them, and won't even know it. Let's grab that. This is Hebrews 13 and 2. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unaware. You see, sometimes the angels come down, all right, and actually visit you. You might say a certain thing or whatever. You might know it. All right, you might know that had to be an angel. All right. Other times you might not. Okay. But that happens too. These angels are here. That is the hedge round about us, man. Okay. That's the hedge. And you have nothing to fear with that hedge, man, because that hedge is very powerful. All right. And it's not just there to just be pretty. You know, you seeing them. Oftentimes you could see them. Okay. Salakia. But they're not just there to just for you to stare at. They're relaying messages, delivering you, doing all kinds of sorts of wonders, man. Okay. Working on your mind. Okay. But you want to make sure you're in that hedge. But the only way you're going to be in that hedge is if you fear the Lord. Let's get into that. So we know Satan acknowledges it. All right. So if you're in that hedge, Satan ain't just about to be messing with you just because, you know, and just having a field day on you. No. Yahweh has to give him permission anyway. Okay. Being that you're in that hedge. Imagine if you're outside of that hedge. Then you're subject to whatever happened to you. All right. So really think about that and think about the times we're coming into. You're going to want to be in that hedge, in that protection. Now let's grab this. Psalms chapter 33 and verse 18. It says, behold, The eye of the Lord Yahweh is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy, to deliver their soul from death and to keep them alive in famine. Okay? So if you're fearing Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, if you fear the Lord, then the Lord puts a hedge about you. All right? To do what? To deliver you from death, different situations, to keep you alive in famine. That, when there's no food, all right, because that prophecy is coming. All right, but when there's no food, how are you going to stay alive in famine? All right, you're going to have to eat. All right, and famine just means a scarcity of food. So the Lord can direct you to where the food is, or the Lord can perform a miraculous thing to feed you. We got instances, we got examples in the scriptures where this has happened. Okay, very miraculous things have happened. That's not common to man down here on earth. That wouldn't seem right, but the Lord does it anyway. All right. So this is the type of power that's within that hedge, man. So fear Yahweh Bashim Shai. Abide in the fear of the Lord, so you can have access to these things. Because who doesn't want to be delivered from death? A lot of death is coming. All right, famine is coming as well. Perilous times. Okay, diseases, all kind of stuff is getting ready to. Which it's a lot of stuff happening. Don't get it twisted. There's a lot of different things happening and coming to pass. But specifically, the time of Jacob's trouble, as we're at the door of, man, that door is getting open. That can of worms is getting open. Okay? And it's about to go everywhere. It's going to be bad. You definitely going to want to be within the fear of the Lord so that you can be okay. Now, I want to connect this scripture, Psalm 33, 18 and 19, as it says, all right, that the ones that fear the Lord sets, the Lord, he has his eyes upon them, which is the angels, all right, to deliver them from death and to keep them alive in famine. All right, but the access is fearing the Lord. Okay, Sirach chapter 1 and verse 21. The fear of the Lord driveth away sins, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath. You see? So that hedge turns away the wrath that would have came upon you. But since you're in that hedge, it's not. Just like Psalms 91 speaks about, because you have made the Lord your habitation, no plague shall come near thy dwelling. You see? Same thing. Okay? Same thing. So make the Lord your habitation. Okay? You have to abide within the fear of the Lord. And the Lord will grant this to you, man. The Lord will grant this to you. Okay? Where you are protected. Okay? You're gonna need protection in the time of Jacob's trouble. You're gonna need protection in your day in and day out life now. Okay, we need it. There's so much that happens on the road, just eating this food, the stuff we see. Okay, everything, man, is all an attack. We need this hedge. We need the angels to deliver us. Okay, we need these things, man. You could be about to make a decision, and then the angel of the Most High could show itself, okay, or put a thought in your mind, either or, however, and change that decision, all right, that you was going to make. Change that, okay? Have you not do it, okay? Because if you would have done it, it would have led to something terrible, okay, down that road, down that path, okay? That's protection, okay? Or immediate death is following, is trying to come, all right? But you call on the Most High, and because you actually do fear the Lord, all right, the Lord already has those angels there, and the angel delivers you, okay? This is what we need. We need Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, all right? And we need his protection. But how are you going to be within that hedge if you don't fear the Lord? If you don't fear the Lord, the wrath is going to come. We just read it, Sirach 121. If you're not fearing the Lord, that wrath is just going to come. But if you fear Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, then that wrath will be turned away, because the hedge is there. You see, the hedge is there protecting you from it, from that death, from that famine. Okay. Now, let's grab. Oh, matter of fact, I wanted to go into that word in that Job chapter 1 and verse 10, as it says, Has not thou made an hedge about him? You see, so the Lord can make a hedge about you, round about you. Now let's get this word in the blue letter Bible. It says has made an hedge. I'm gonna play it. The word is in the group. No. Slakia. This is in the Hebrew. Let me play it.
Strong's H 7753. Such.
All right. Now this word is shawak, shawak. All right. In the Hebrew. And it says to hedge or fence up or about. Now remember this word about. It says to fence about, hedge up. Now you have the Strong's definition. It says protection or restraint. Okay. Protection or restraint. So it's protecting you and restraining other things that are outside of it, which is ultimately that wrath. Whatever form is coming in, it's that wrath that you don't want. All right. And of course, I got to grab this right quick. Luke chapter 1 and verse 50. Because when you fear the Lord, all right, the Lord is dealing with you differently from those that don't fear the Lord, which ultimately is him having mercy on you. Luke 1 and 50. And his mercy is on them that fear him from generation to generation. You get the definition of the word mercy on Google. It says compassion or forgiveness. Yeah, he forgiving you for stuff. Because we all got sins. We all deserve that wrath. But when he's excusing you, he's forgiving you. It's like you. It says compassion or forgiveness shown towards someone whom it is within one's power to punish or harm. Right. It's within the Lord's power to judge us. All right, rightfully so, righteously. But he doesn't because he's having mercy. Now the similar word says grace, pity, compassion, kindness, generosity. Okay, so the Lord is showing you these things. Okay, when you fear him, you gotta thank the Lord for that favor, man. Okay, you gotta thank the Lord for that, man, because that's very heavy. The fact that the Lord could do this to you and he chooses to withhold it because he's looking down upon earth and he see that you are sincerely fearing him and really working hard and trying at it, man. That's actually pleasing to the Most High. All right, so he's having mercy on you. Okay, that's very heavy, man. How many people on earth can say that? You know, that the Lord is dealing with them and has a hedge about them. Okay, come on, man. All right. Slocky, one moment. Okay. Now I want to grab this precept and I end it off. All right. Psalms 34 and verse 7. All right. Remember that word, as we got, it said protection and it also said around. All right. Verse 7. Psalms 34 and 7. The angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. So that hedge is the angels. All right, those eyes of the Lord is the angels that are round about you. Okay. It says round about them that fear him and delivereth them. That's what they're there for. That's what the hedge is for. It's not just there, just so you can, at different times you will see, the actual ministers, those ministering spirits, the angels. All right, they're not there just for that, just so, oh, look, it looks amazing, whatever. No, they're actually there to deliver you, man. Because, we're down here, in the valley of the shadow of death. We walking through, different places, all right, that we need help. Okay, different situations happen. Danger often comes, but the Lord will rescue us. Okay, but how is the Lord? Matter of fact, let's grab that. And I'll jump back. Sirach chapter 33 in the GNT. Shit, it's lucky. grab this again. It says, no evil will ever come to a person who fears the Lord. You see, because that hedge is there. Now read this, or listen to this. It says, however, often danger comes, the Lord will come to the rescue. You see? Now imagine the hedge is not about you because you don't fear the Lord. That means what? That means evil will come to you. And when the danger comes, the Lord is not going to rescue you. You're not going to be delivered because those ministering spirits are not there encamped around about you to deliver you, because you don't have the access to that hedge. It's not there because you don't fear him. Just like Job had that hedge on him, all right, before the Most High let Satan do certain things, all right, to him, all right, Satan acknowledged it. Like, man, you got a hedge about him. You know, that's why he, we know the story of Job, all right, but also remember, Job feared the Lord. That's why he had the hedge. You don't have the hedge if you don't fear the Lord. You have the hedge if you fear the Lord. Let's read this one more time. Sirach 33:1 in the GNT. No evil will ever come to a person who fears the Lord. You see? Cold, cut, and dry right there. Now it says, however, often danger comes, the Lord will come to the rescue. Boom. You see? So those angels are there to deliver. All right? As long as you are fearing Yahweh Shema Shah, you abide in that fear, the wrath will be turned away. That's what it is. You being delivered is that wrath being turned away. Okay? So Lord's will, this was edifying, man. All right, remember, all right, hey, we need that hedge, man. So make sure you're fearing Yahweh Shema Shah day in and day out. All right, because a lot of different situations could be happening. All right, but as long as you standing, all right, in that habitation of the Most High, you abiding in the fear of the Lord, all right, you're in that secret place, you run into that strong tower, all right, and you're sincere, then the Lord is going to deliver you. The Lord is with you, all right? There is no want to them that fear the Lord. Let me get that. And now I close it off. Psalms chapter 34 and verse 9. Oh, fear the Lord, ye his saints, for there is no want to them that fear him. So if you fear the Lord, as it says in Matthew, Matthew 33:6, I believe. All right, where it says, seek ye the kingdom and the rest shall be added. All right, hey man, you put Yahweh Shema Shah first. You prioritizing fearing him, doing what you're supposed to do for the Lord. Okay, you putting that first as the principal thing. Then guess what? Everything else is going to be added. You're not going to want. You're not going to lack. Okay? As the scriptures say, for there is no want to them that fear him, right? Because he's already going to have it for you. He's going to add it to you. All right? You're going to have what you need. Okay? And I go as far to say even particular wants and stuff, because, in this life, we're in hell. We're in captivity. But even other particular things that you may want, the Lord's going to drop that on you too. Those gems, man, along your path. Okay, but you got to prioritize him, because what's the point of you having that, if he's not at the head of it? All right, if that thing can distract you, okay, because of how much pleasure you have in it, versus not having not having more pleasure in Yahweh Shema Shai, the one that's even sending you that thing, whatever it may be. Okay, but yeah, all right, fear the Lord, man. You want lack, you want be in a position of begging. Okay, so Lord's will, this was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Shema Shai for giving me the spirit and power to make this lesson. Until next time, Kamar Sharala. Shalom.